Zain Ali is a clinical professor and program director for problem-based learning at UNT Frisco. He is an engineer by education and has over 30 years of industry experience in various leadership roles in engineering, operations, consulting, information technology, and finally as an entrepreneur. He has served over 70 companies globally as an employee or consultant, including Accenture, Capital One, Emerson Electric, Barnes & Noble, and more. He continues to serve on the board for Sunbon and provide executive development as part of Advantage. Today, he'll tell us more about a first-of-a-kind degree program at UNT's Frisco campus and give us an inside look at this innovative new space. Casey, take it away.
I'd be happy to if I can remember how to unmute on a phone. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Claudia. And thank you, Professor Ali, for joining us. I'm thrilled to be on site today at the UNT at Frisco campus. As you can see, there's a beautiful entryway wall behind me. We're going to give you a better inside look at some of the spaces in this gorgeous facility here in just a bit. Fortunately, this campus does offer plenty of wide open spaces. So Professor Ali and I are going to practice social distancing throughout today's episode and just to keep things safe. So I hope that you guys will all continue to do the same thing. So Professor Ali, thank you for joining us again. This is an excellent opportunity for us to showcase this beautiful facility. But I understand that you have a video that you'd like to share with us to kind of give people a little bit more insight about what's happening here on campus.
So first of all, Claudia, Casey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Sure, I would love to start with sharing a video, and let me share that video first, and then we can take it from there. Maybe share the video first. Okay, give me 1 second.
So while Professor Ali is pulling that up, and if it starts playing, I will immediately stop talking. What you're about to see is some of our UNT Frisco students hard at work in one of their classes. And what they're doing is truly remarkable. And this is a great way to show what our students are up to and this innovative degree plan that has been created and what is going to set UNT Frisco apart from other universities. So let's cross our fingers and hope that the technology.
It did work.
It did work.
My name is Brian Mone. I'm the Assistant Director of Engineering with the City of Frisco. The presentations that we heard from the students today, I think were excellent. I've had the opportunity to see them progress over the course of the semester, and the presentations have improved. Just, you know, a wonderful opportunity. I wish when I was a student, we had the chance that these guys are getting to craft their profession or you know, learn a profession and be able to do something. So I think that was valuable. I also think the information they provided to the City of Frisco was very valuable. To question two things that they focused on this semester: public transportation and also micromobility are important to Frisco. And they gave us some good, fresh perspectives on those two particular issues. And we're able to kind of dig into some of the details that we as a staff maybe don't always have time to do. So I found that to be very valuable to us to get their thoughts and opinions and their recommendations on the work that they did. You know, we look forward to continue this partnership. I think we've learned as a staff now kind of how this process can work and the things that we can benefit from by having the students focus on some projects for us. So we look forward to, you know, opportunities in the future. And I would just encourage students to keep up the good work, keep learning. We're never too old to learn, and things are always changing. And as when they get out into the workforce, being able to help clients, you know, it's going to be important for them. They're getting to see some of that firsthand now. So taking the things that they learned, but just realize that over the course of your lifetime, you're always continuing to learn and get better at your craft and to these things. So just continue them to keep working on it.
Wow. That is really impressive. Really impressive. Thank you for playing that. So, Professor Olli, to see our students working on real world problems and presenting to professionals at the city of Frisco, I would dare to say that these students have probably got to be at the earliest in their junior year. But I have a feeling you're going to tell me otherwise. So let's hear it.
Your feeling as well as the poll is correct that this was the first semester that the students had. And we had several people from the main campus participating with us in the final presentation. And everybody kind of thought that they knew, but they thought the quality of the presentation that these students did was at par with what juniors or seniors would be doing as part of the final projects. And I'm really proud of these students. But yes, this was their first ever semester in a higher education. And this was the final project presentation.
That is really, really impressive. So I see that you're partnering with the city of Frisco. What do you look for in a community partnership, and why the city of Frisco this time? And will there be opportunities for more partnerships in the future? That's a really loaded question.
So you asked me like 3 questions and
I know.
one question, and I'll answer each one of them. So first of all, what we are looking for in a partner, what we are really looking for is partners that can help us make the students the best students that they can be. So, somebody that's helping to kind of mentor the students a little bit, share with us with a project that allows the students to learn. But on the same token, we also understand that in order for us to be great partners, the organization also has to get something back in return. So the answer to your first question is, students, partners that really are vested in helping our students become better, and are also vested in getting something back, from the partnership that helps their organization. The second part of your question was, I'm forgetting the third part, but the second part of your question was, how can ask me that again? I'm sorry.
I guess, why the city of Frisco? What did the city of Frisco bring to the table that made this a good opportunity for us?
So the biggest reason we went with the city of Frisco in the first year was because they are an amazing partner to us already. So as you all know, or maybe you all don't know, that UNT actually partnered with the city of Frisco to open a brand new campus in the city. So we are already embedded in a long-term partnership together, where the city of Frisco donated the land, and we are investing in building, the campus on that land. So we wanted to kind of extend that partnership, and that's why it was the city of Frisco. And we are definitely looking for more partners. For the partners for next semester include companies like Thrive, and we have a bunch of other partners also. So, but city of Frisco, just because of this long tradition that we want to build with the city.
That's fantastic. So I know that many of these degree plans, I'm sorry, I've got my questions here in front of me and I don't want to mess them up because there's a lot of great material here, but many of the degree plans require students to have internships for graduating. So what sets this apart from other degree plans that offer internships as well?
So when we poll the students also shared the same thing, that they love the fact that this degree has internships built into it. So we basically have 3 internships built into the program. So the students, by the time they graduate, they are required to go through 3 internships, which is very unique. We have not seen that in any other program. The other programs might require an internship in the final year. So that's what sets it apart over here.
That's really fascinating. So how did we get fortunate enough to, I know that the city of Frisco, actually, let me go back to the degree plan. I'd like to see you really kind of dig in a little bit more on this degree plan that's created and what those students were doing in the video, and how unique this is right now for higher education.
So first of all, the degree plan is the vision of the president. So he basically gave us that vision, and he said that he would like to do a degree plan in which the students can go to the class and learn what is required out of the requirements, but be able to apply it immediately so that they can actually see what they're learning in the classroom and how it works in the real life. So that vision came from the president. And what we did was Dr. Shattuck is actually the person that originally took this vision, but what Peggy did was, she kind of built a lot of other things around it. And one of the things that she built around it was, how do we make sure that, so right now, I would like to maybe ask the question, what does the audience feel like? How much percentage of the students that enter higher education in United States actually graduate in 6 years? But what Peggy wanted to do, so Claudia, if you don't mind checking, setting up a poll for that, but what Peggy wanted to do was basically see as to how this degree could help with that also. And so that was one of the things that we incorporated in there. And Dean Randall, he came from the industry, I came from the industry. So one of the thoughts that we had was, how do we make sure that it is very pertaining to the industry? So we incorporated the industry component into it. So the industry component where the students are ready to go to work on and be productive on day one, because most of the industry partners tell us that when students graduate out of a 4-year degree plan, they actually are not ready for work. So that was of importance to us. The percentage of students that graduate today and the percentage of students that we wanted to increase that percentage. And then also we wanted to make sure that the students learn whatever they learn in the classroom, they are able to apply it directly into real life. So Claudia, what does the poll say? So the audience is actually...
Yeah, mostly we're at about 60%. There's the guess of most people.
Yeah.
See, and I went 75 because you gave us 6 years, and I'm thinking, okay, that's got to be a higher percentage, right? I mean, I know I did it in 4.5-ish, somewhere in there. So tell us, Zain and Professor Ali.
So no, it's correct. It's 60%. So 62% of all the students that enter into higher education across all universities in the US that were surveyed, 62% of the students graduate in 6 years. So 40% of the students don't graduate. They might come back, at a later stage and graduate. And 30% of our students are students, meaning in any university across the US, they actually don't even graduate, they drop out after the first year. So 30% of all students that come in as freshmen graduating after the first, dropping out after the first year is not a really good number either. So we wanted to tackle that issue also.
Man, that's really fantastic. We do have a question from the audience. And speaking of the audience, whether you're visiting us through Facebook Live or in the Zoom room, please submit any questions that you may have, comments, ideas in the chat section on Facebook Live or also on the chat section on Zoom. And Claudia will send those over to me and we can ask Professor Ali live here on air. But a really great question came in, says, what kind of jobs can students expect to get with this degree plan?
So this degree is Bachelor of Science in Project Design and Analysis. So the way we have built the degree, it's basically, it has a lot of project, focus on it. And then we work with our College of Visual Arts and Design to actually create 12 hours of design classes. So design thinking is also part of the major classes. And then the other portion is analysis, which is working with the business school to incorporate that into the degree also. So a lot of the students, a lot of the jobs that the students would be really easily be able to fit into is project management, business analyst, starting your own business, data analyst. Because the other component of this degree is that we have also left 15 hours or 2 to 18 hours, 15 to 18 hours of electives into the degree program. So I have students that are doing project design and analysis, but they really, after the first year, they've realized that they really like the sales and marketing piece of it. So they are actually using those 15 elective hours to do a minor in professional selling. Another set of students that we have, they've actually wanted to kind of go to a law school. So they are actually doing a certificate from our political science department, and creating like a certificate in there, but they're taking the classes that will allow them to actually apply to law schools. And similarly, there are folks that are more technical, and they are taking like a certificate in data analysis or from computer science. So you actually can create your own future with this kind of a degree also.
That's really fascinating. And to hear that it's so versatile is really exciting too, because I know a lot of young people enter into college thinking, is this really what I want to do? And it sounds like this particular degree plan is not only giving our students hands-on real world experience where they can really dig in and make an impact with a partnership like this. I mean, Professor Ali, this is really remarkable, and this is very, very exciting. Someone in the audience is asking another really great question, and why are these internships so important?
So I mean, it takes a village to raise a child, right? So, so yes, we as faculty can play a role, but also the staff plays a role, the student services play a role, and we do believe that the industry also plays a role. So when the students are out there doing internships or they're working with a partner on a project, they are building relationships, and they are actually getting mentoring from somebody that's not part of the UNT system. So they get that kind of a mentorship, they get that kind of a relationship. It also helps that once you graduate, the chances are that where you intern with, you're going to get a job with them, right? Like my son did 2 internships. He ended up doing 2 jobs with both the companies that he interned with. So, once you prove yourself, you have the relationships, it's much easier to get a job at those companies also.
Absolutely. With these students working together in this unique degree plan and them going through the program together, how have you seen students rise to the occasion, or have they, being under pressure like this? I mean, all I can think is, if I were a student in this program, what if I'm not as strong of a leader in this area? Then what? What's in it for me? Where do I fall?
So Casey, let me first start by saying that I have not done a good job of explaining something.
Okay.
And let me explain that first. So all the students start together and all the students graduate together, right? So it's a cohort-based education in undergraduate, which is very uncommon. The second thing is that these students come from different walks of life and they have different interests. So it's like a multidisciplinary student body that is in this cohort program. And then the third is that they graduate in 3 years. The last thing that I would like to add is that we basically bring in a project, and every semester the students are actually all working around that project. So let me first give you an example, and then I'll come back to your question also. So as an example, one of the projects that we had was mobility. So what the city of Frisco wanted us to do was look at the transportation challenges in the city of Frisco. And the students basically worked in 5 teams of 4 or 5 students each. And there was a little bit Chinese wall in between these teams. So they were competing a little bit, but the city of Frisco got 5 different perspectives of, how their transportation challenges could be addressed. So now when the students are working in this environment where they are collaborating, a little bit competing, they actually build these lifelong friendships, and they build this bond that I feel like that will last them for a lifetime. So, and they all come with different aspirations. Like everybody doesn't want to be an engineer. Everybody doesn't want to be a designer. So they actually leverage on each other's strengths and interests to, make it a more comprehensive solution. So if I'm good at A and the other person is good at B and we work together, the solution is going to be better. And that's what these students are doing.
Man, that is really exciting. And, it makes me think if these students are going out and working with these professionals on real world problems, I can't help but think how almost intimidating and scary that could be. You've got to have a really strong sense of confidence and believing in yourself to be able to tackle a program and a degree plan like this. So what are we doing to give these students the soft skills that they need to be able to communicate effectively and give great presentations to the city of Frisco or any other partner?
So, Casey, there's 2 or 3 things that we are doing in that space also. The first is that, as you know, that at any university, you have academic services and then you have student services. And at most academia, at most institutions, they are like separate organizations that might not necessarily be as much collaborating. They are sometimes even competing with each other, right? So
yeah.
I've heard of instances where student services are trying to put on programs, but it's very hard to attract the students to come to those programs. Over here in this degree program, we have kind of built it into the program. So as an example, there is a class that Dr. Garcia and I share. And in that class, 8 of the classes belong to her and 8 of the classes belong to me. But what she does is she kind of comes in and she talks about stress management, financial services, prepping them up to, have a good resume. How does your LinkedIn profile look? Making them go through a ringer on, interviewing techniques, and they get peer-to-peer reviews on how did they interview.
Wow.
So it's like a panel interview session. And then, some of the classes that I'm teaching, they are like professional communication, collaborative thinking, problem solving. So, we're kind of helping them build those skills as part of the project portion of the major. And and then all the classes are integrated, right? So as I mentioned earlier, when they were doing the mobility project, history was teaching them history, but in context of their project. So, the students were learning about railroad and the strike and how railroad was a new technology prior to 1865, and what was people's reaction to that technology, and how do you think people will react to automated cars. So all of those are kind of integrated. So what the students do is they have this chat group where they collaborate. Well, the faculty and staff have the same thing, right? So we also kind of collaborate and say, what are we going to do to make the student life more interesting?
Wow. I mean, it all makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And it just makes me go, why haven't we done this sooner? So with something that is so unique and special here in the DFW Metroplex, the audience is asking, what exactly are we doing to recruit students to this program, and what kind of outreach is there out there?
So, the first year, so the president says that, and so I'm repeating it, what the president says. He said that he tried to do this 3 times prior to this time, and this is his 4th attempt. And this is the first time it's been successful, and he kind of always takes a very special interest in the students that are in the program. But when we were given the directive, we really didn't have a lot of time. We started cohort 1 and we went to market around, I think, end of February of 2019. We have 20 students in the program for that year. This year we will have a cohort 1, but it is a new program, so it takes a little bit helping the students and their parents understand what it is. Like everybody understands what finance is, or what accounting is, or what computer engineering is. So everybody knows what it is. In this one, it takes a little bit more effort, but Robert Brown, he's doing an amazing job in helping us get the word out. And we wanted to restrict it to 1 cohort this semester, fall 2020, but hopefully we will expand on it more in 2021.
That's really exciting. So I want people to see exactly how beautiful this facility is. So if you guys will bear with me, actually, I take that back. Miss Abby is a current student here at UNT Frisco and in this cohort program. And she doesn't know this, but I'm about to turn the video around on her as she stays 6 to 8 feet away from me. So I'm also going to unplug my earbuds and we'll get natural audio. So bear with me if it's not super crisp. Really think that it's important for you guys to hear directly from one of our students. And while we're doing this, we're going to walk and talk. So hang with me. I'm not this good at technology, guys, obviously. All right, so I am standing behind the reception desk here as you walk into the campus at UNT Frisco. And then Miss Abby is right here. Hello, Abby.
Hello, I'm a current student of the Project Design Analysis cohort.
So can you tell me, first off, where are you from?
I am originally from Rockford, Michigan, but I live here in McKinney, Texas.
Well, fantastic. We are so grateful to have you here. So, you know, obviously your professor is in another room listening in and he can hear everything you're saying, wink, wink. But can you kind of tell us what this program's meant for you and what it's done for you? And, you know, are you happy you've chosen this path?
Yes, I'm very grateful. I have been very blessed with this opportunity, and I believe we have gotten a lot of great experience that I never would have guessed I would have gotten in my first year of college. So this program has definitely brought many opportunities with both my faculty, with the UNT, I work here at UNT now, and with business partners. So we've gotten a lot of great experience.
So we'll just let the world know that you're currently interning for UNT and you're up here on campus today because you were just filming. What were you filming? What were you doing here?
So we're going to come out with a talk show or a little informational video about what the cohort is, what business partners think about the cohort, how our students feel. So we just filmed a session with our professor Ali, who is also on the call. And we got some great information about what the cohort is and all the great things about it.
Fantastic. So Miss Abby, if you don't mind, we will just, I'm going to hand this over to you. We're going to flip the camera here and then I'm going to let you take control of the video as we, yikes, sorry, sorry. So Abby, let's see here. You need to see what you are filming. There you go. All right.
Got it.
All right. So we are going to, I'm bringing my laptop with me just in case that thing dies. So Professor Ali, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. All right, good. I like it. So when you guys enter in here, one of the first things that you'll notice is it's very modern, it's very clean, it's very attractive in general, but there's a lot of great modular furniture that can be moved and opportunities for students to kind of sit, hang out, study, collaborate. So let's take a better look at what we do have available here. And actually, Abby, why don't we go over to Professor Ali's classroom and we'll check that out. So again, we've got lots of seating here as you walk in. I love these super modern lights. I think they're beautiful. I don't know who does this or decorated this, but I would like for them to come do my place. There's a lounge with refreshments and everything like that. So, oh, you're doing good. See, you're young. You know how to do all of this. I don't, and that's why I'm grateful you are here. All right. So as we walk down the hall, you'll see a long hallway ahead of me. Many more classrooms, but I want to point out the uniqueness of Professor Ali's classroom. And I know that as I get closer to him, our audio might get a little bit crazy. So bear with me. And Professor Ali, if you can hear me, I'll have you go ahead and mute your device. So that way he's giving me the thumbs up. I see him. All right, good deal. So here we go. All right. There is no denying or hiding what is happening in these classes because it is lined with glass panels. It may seem a little sterile at first, but trust me, I've been up here on days when students have been working and learning, and Professor Olli has been teaching, and it's been really, really remarkable to see these students in action. So we'll take a step inside. Thank you. All right. So, tell you what, let's turn the audio off here. Actually. Have a journalism degree, photography at that. So
Claudia, can you hear her? Yes, she can hear you.
can she hear you too, obviously?
Can
Good.
you? Yeah, you can hear me.
All right, excellent. So Professor Olli, these are some really unique desks and tables that we have in this classroom. So can you kind of explain what this setup is all about and why things are designed like this?
I could, but we have somebody better that could explain it.
Oh, okay. So we're going to flip this on Abby.
We're going to flip it on Abby.
All right. I am
Abby,
going
you're
to-
more than welcome to switch seats with me.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, this is kind of a normal day, and we have 5 groups. We did the past couple semesters, so each group has their own table. We're able to sit in a circle so we can all connect and have conversations very fluently. And as you can see, there are little monitors on the side for each table, so you can actually hook your laptop up to the monitors so we can practice our presentations, or the faculty can project their presentations onto the monitors. So it has a lot of connectivity and it's a great resource.
Don't laugh, but I think that this is really neat.
Yeah, super easy to use. We use it all the time, every day in class.
HDMI outlets for everyone.
And Abby, how do you use it for project space? So when you work in the teams?
Yeah, so we usually all just kind of sit at our own tables, and then we also can spin these chairs around and all talk as a group as well. So we've definitely made huge circles, little circles. Yeah.
I love this. I think this is fantastic. And it looks a lot more comfortable than your traditional classroom because you can turn and collaborate with someone around you, and it's easy, you know? And especially when you've got a great professor like Professor Olli that is, you know, very understanding, and he knows that this is not the traditional classroom. So I think that that's even more spectacular. All right. Thank you, Miss Abby. You are fantastic. All right. Sorry, guys. You're stuck with my face for a second. I'm going to, if I unmute, are we feedbacking? No, not yet. All right. Good deal. So, Claudia, I just put my laptop down and I need to see, do we have any other questions from people out there? What do you guys want to know about UNT at Frisco? What can we...
Me or the student?
There you go. I can see myself in your laptop. This is how non-savvy we are, guys. This is as real as it gets. I mean, come on. I hope that our people are not out there cringing, going, what are they doing? Because I know I am. So
No.
Thank you for bearing with us, guys.
We have one more question about, they just want to know what's generally going on at UNT Frisco, like building plans and that kind of stuff.
Let me take that. Claudia, let me take that question. So that if I understood the question properly, the question was, what are all the different things that are going around UNT? Is that correct? So I would start by saying that our first building is going to be up in fall of 2022. And it's on a 150-acre that we actually got working as a partner with City of Frisco. So that was approved, and that is, you know, moving forward. The second is that we are introducing multiple new degrees at City or at UNT on the Frisco campus also. So part is that we are introducing more sister degrees to the degree that we already have in project design and analysis. So if they get approved, we will have a degree similar to this that will focus on pre-med students, because problem-based learning actually initiated from the medical school. So we believe that there is a good opportunity for us to kind of extend this to pre-med students, where they will get a degree in project design and analysis type format with a focus on biology and chemistry so that they can fulfill those requirements. We are also bringing out another degree that is for junior college transfer students, to where they can do that. So this is all around project design and analysis. In addition to that, we have introduced more degrees like construction management, computer engineering, which are college transfer degrees here, where you can complete your entire degree in Frisco. The dean is also introducing a PhD program with the focus on information sciences that is more like an executive PhD program, where the students are going to meet, on a Friday, Saturday kind of a format. So that's another additional degree that we are doing. So a lot of different things are happening at City or at UNT campus in the city of Frisco.
And I think I've heard, is that right, that we're sort of getting a building kind of like our administration building on campus with the clock tower and everything. Is that right?
That's what I see in the rendering also. It looks very similar.
Professor Ali, do you have a copy of the rendering that you can show? Forgive me if Claudia asked that.
No, I don't have a copy of the I have yes, I do have, there is more recent versions of it, but I do have something that I can share with you.
That'd be great. All right, and you're going to screen share with us, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
So on the left is the UNT Hall Park, the building that Casey, you and I are in right now, as you know.
Yes,
and
sir.
At the bottom is UNT Inspire Park, where we also have classes and where we have the labs. The biology lab is over there. The chemistry lab is there. And then on the right is the only rendering that I have on my laptop that shows the campus a little bit of what will open in fall of 2022.
So will this be like a traditional campus where we'll have dorms and food halls and a union of sorts?
So there is no dorms in the plan, as far as I know. So the housing is not part of the plan, but apart from that, it will be like a traditional campus, except we would like it to be more like the one that you visited today.
That's really exciting. So with this being a 3-year degree plan, is the cost the same? Are we saving some money there, or what are we looking at here?
So first of all, automatically when you do a 3-year degree plan, you're saving on the cost, because when you go to school for a 4th year, or in my case 5 years, so you are paying more for food and everything else, and the lost opportunity of not making a graduate salary, right? But apart from that, the only additional thing is that the tuition fees is the same as the tuition fee for any other class. But when you start taking classes that are more than 12, and as you keep on increasing, your tuition fee keeps on going down. So it's almost like negligible as you go up. So, and in this program, we basically have 17 hours per semester and then 6 hours in the summer. So for a little bit more money, you're actually taking more classes, and then you get done in 3 years. So it just helps reduce the overall cost.
That's really exciting. Someone is asking, is there a library plan for this campus, or will everything be digital?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll
I
ask.
I will ask the question and get back to you and Claudia.
Great. Thank you so much for that. So just to recap, what we're looking at here is a really unique degree plan where our students can come in and get real world experience. We're guaranteeing internships. They are collaborating with a core group of students to work through a series of problems. We're giving them soft skills. I mean, when you were talking about, I shouldn't say giving, we are teaching soft skills. Man, you're talking about these classes that you and Professor Garcia are teaching about the LinkedIn and how to communicate and collaborate. And all I can think is, I need help. I need this class too. So I think that is really fantastic. And, you know, if you're not going to be taking courses at UNT Frisco, just know that our student services at the Denton campus are readily available for you even during this crazy time. Guys, do not hesitate to reach out to them. The career website, Claudia, if you don't mind, would you plug that into the chat section so people, if we've got alumni out there looking for jobs or trying to beef up resume skills or looking for career fairs that may be happening even in this strange time, the career, what is the word I'm looking for here?
Career center.
Yes, they are there to help you guys and to support you. Career Center, yes, thank you. Wow, I am seriously a mess today. So check out that website. We are also continuing to collaborate with other resources on campus to make those known and available to not only students, but alumni across the DFW Metroplex, as well as the United States and world. So let us know where you are and let us be there to help you and continue to support you through this journey, even after graduation. You know, that's what your Alumni Association is here for. So Professor Ali, again, I can't thank you enough. This has been a real treat. And if you haven't already, be sure, if you're in the Zoom room, another perk to being in the Zoom room is being able to fill out the survey, and that will put you into a drawing for a prize pack. And I have seen some things that Claudia has sent out, and I wish I had them. So guys, be sure and fill out the survey because we want to know we want to hear from you. And you know, Claudia, at this time, I think I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you and thank our audience again for their time.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Professor Ali, for being here today. It was awesome to learn so much about what's happening down in Frisco.
Thanks for having me, Claudia.
Yeah, thank you.